Did you get it?
Are we live?
Hello, random counting. We are live now.
Ugh.
I think we got some of that, but oh well. I am Spooky Suki, as always, your lovely host, unlike the other host,
I'm lovely.
who is the chair that got left outside all winter, and then when somebody sat in it, it ripped the ass out.
I feel like there's a personal attack.
Not a llama chair by any means.
That was such a good chair.
Yeah, also, where the fuck did my taco chair go?
I think I still have it.
Are you sure? I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's probably in the shed.
That one's... I don't know.
No, God damn it, now you're bringing back a bunch of memories. Okay, so that llama chair, that was my chair, for a long time. And I remember, sitting in it and breaking it and ripping it up and then throwing it away. And then I think, the next day, I walked to the O, and I got a little just lamentatious drunk, and so I'm sitting around. I was like, what was that drunken thought? It was something about seeing that all my friends' chairs are here, but mine and me is somehow gone, and I didn't remember that I threw it away earlier that day. I was really sad because I felt really alone because I was walking home alone from the bar, and it's oh no, just forever alone. It's no, you're just a fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ.
So thanks for that one.
Yep, there you go. Your forever alone chair.
I did love that llama chair. There's also another memory of that one. I have the pink chair, the radio chair.
Oh yeah, the kids chair.
Yep. So a couple years ago, I brought both of those to Fort Robb for the family reunion, and I remember my youngest nephew and my youngest niece sitting in them and just looking adorable because little kids sitting in the pretty chairs.
Yes.
So.
Well, that was quite the start, but we're on episode 20.
This is a milestone.
This is 20. Yeah.
We're also this is the start of July.
Yes.
So we're starting the third quarter of 2022.
What? Oh, yeah. That's how
we're halfway through the year, bro.
Nah, shut the fuck up.
Oh, no. If it went for the passage of linear time.
Oh no. Because we can totally do fuck all about that. Yeah, that's just how it works. Oh, yeah. So the reason that time feels like it's moving faster is because your brain thinks it is because of how old you are.
What?
So high school felt like a long time.
Yeah, but
at the time, because you were in school for all of your life.
Well, you also had a lot of firsts, you're experiencing new things all the time. Now it's in the words of the philosopher Reznor, every day is exactly the same. So there's a lot less new things, so everything kind of blends together. So I've been working the same job for 8 years, which is 9.
I don't know, dude.
I think I'm in my 9th year, but this kind of all blended together. High school felt like it was just decades.
Yeah, it was only 4 years.
Yeah, it's
but at that time of your life, it was. That's pretty a pretty huge chunk of your life is spent there at that time. But now it's 8 years of your life is less compared to trying to do math here.
Okay,
and
so
it's not working.
if you're 16 in high school, the 4 years of high school is literally a quarter of your life.
Yeah. Where 9 years now is not a quarter of your life.
No, 9 years now is a quarter of my life.
Okay, there you go. So you've spent as much fractional time there as you did in high school.
So does that mean I graduate from work?
I mean, you can quit. I wouldn't recommend it at the time, but at this time. But
no. Fox still needs a place to live and food to eat, so I still have to have a job.
Fair enough.
And you bitches need a backyard to play in.
Nah, we'll just use our yard. Our vast expanse of a yard.
You have to drive all the hell out here.
It's not even that far.
It's further than across the street or nowhere, as it is for me now.
Sure. I forgot what I was on about now before we got on the time part. Oh, so this is kind of time related. Have you heard the phrase slower than a 7-year itch or something like that? Because somebody said that to me once and I was like, what does that mean?
It sounds like something your dad would say because
It
he's
is.
mixing metaphors.
It is my dad that said it.
God damn it.
I think it's an actual saying though. But I don't know what it means, and I don't care enough to look it up. But I was wondering if there's any like weird phrases,
No.
sort of like that you've heard before.
Well, okay, there's actually a name for what that is. It's called a malaphor, which is a metaphor that's gone wrong. So mal being bad.
Oh.
And my favorite one of those, and actually I have this as a sticky note on my monitor at work, and it's "We'll burn that bridge when we get there."
Well, that's not mixing. That's a different thing.
Yeah, no, it's a mal. It's getting them wrong, but getting them wrong on purpose. Like, I don't know what the
No,
hell.
there's a different thing with mixing, because that's mixing two of them. So that's a different thing. So that's not getting them wrong.
Well, it is.
No,
you
it's
don't
not.
burn the bridge when you get there. It's don't burn bridges, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but that's something else where you combine two of them to make a different thing. I don't know what it is though, but
no.
I don't care enough to look that up either.
No, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there is kind of like my motto.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what we're doing, but I'm going to fuck it up when we do.
Oh, God.
So actually, I never understood the phrase 7-year itch. Is it just like something that
what is
repeats
that?
every 7 years? Or is it like
You
your
have
life
it?
changes every 7 years?
Or you have it for 7 years or something? I really don't know anything about that.
Spooky, look it up.
Do I
Type
have,
it into the Google
do
machine.
I have to?
Well, no, but
I'm going to now.
it's depending on your level of curiosity.
I'm going to look up the whole phrase.
Well,
Oh, other people have heard it.
okay. So maybe it is an old people thing.
The 7-year itch is a popular belief, sometimes quoted as having psychological backing, that happiness in a marriage or long-term relationship declines around 7 years.
Huh.
That's fucking brutal. Wow. Yeah, feeling unhappy with their marriage after 7 years. How long was it for you?
5.
You didn't make it.
Nope. Well, we were together longer than that. Like, we were almost together for like 10 years, like from when we started dating to when we actually said, you know what, fuck you, go to live somewhere else, please.
I don't know. I'm like trying to find like entire, like the meaning of the entire phrase instead of just the 7-year itch part.
What is it? You burn like a 7-year itch?
Oh, slower than a 7-year itch.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's like because you're oblivious to change or bad things that are happening around you. So that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I know. That's why I was confused. I have. Oh, yo.
Dicks. Unplug myself.
Yeah. I wonder how many times that's gonna happen because I did it a couple times already
No,
too.
you did it. You did it a few episodes ago. But yeah, because Terminator was here too, and you.
Yeah, I was like, shit, Dix.
No, but you reconnected your headphones like under your necklace. And,
Oh yeah.
like, and Terminator and I immediately saw what was going on, and it took you a minute, and then you just gave us the death stare. It's like, don't say anything. Which is sad because that was hilarious.
Yeah, I can't find shit fuck about the entire phrase. Oh well, we'll just pretend that I didn't say anything and carry on. Because I have no idea.
You really are your father's daughter. We're just gonna, we're done.
Yep.
So, how's your week 26 of the year 2022 been for you?
Why are you counting weeks, you maniac?
This is what we do at work.
I have no fucking idea what week it is. But as for my week, what have I done? I hung up some guitars
Oh yeah,
and some pictures.
those have been
prints?
there, haven't
Prints? No, those ones. That one.
Oh, yeah.
That one. See my Animal Crossing poster moved?
I
up there.
didn't know
Yeah,
you
you
had an
don't.
Animal Crossing
You
poster.
don't even know. Don't even fucking know.
No, but the guitars look really awesome.
And then, yeah, I got these I got like actual stands for my shit, and that makes quite a bit of difference.
I thought your boy just made those because they're just like blocks of birch.
No.
Some type of hardwood.
I don't know. I bought them off of Amazon because they were like $20. They were pretty cheap. But I have 4 of them, so I think with the 4th one over there for now until I get another guitar, it's gonna hold my practice katana.
I need to get you like a ukulele. You hang that there.
I've been thinking about getting one, but I would want like an electric one, and they're kind of expensive.
Not that bad.
Sure, man.
As opposed to like,
oh yeah,
like a $600 guitar.
I mean, that guitar, the first one, my Slammer, which just looks like a basic Fender.
Yeah, it's
is probably worth like $20 because it doesn't work very well.
I like the A basin sticker on it too. That's the same A basin sticker I have.
Yeah. And yeah, it still has the back off, so there's a 5-sauce CD taped to the back right now.
Nice.
And then the Pavey bass, which isn't mine, is in the middle. It's red, nice and lovely. And then I have my J Tercer purple.
Yeah, with the cream.
Yeah, with the pearl.
Quartz, yeah.
The pearl pickguard.
So, well, that's like
Also,
that's your main jam.
Also, gaze upon my fucking.
Yeah, your strings. Like you
both of 'em.
restringed it, but they just look like bullshit.
Well, because I haven't I put them on and tuned it, and then waited a while and tuned it again. And it's been a hot minute since I picked it up again, so it needs tuned again, and I want to tune it again before I start clipping them. But I got the clippers. I have the clippers here, so I can clip them. Those ones have just been bullshit forever.
Yeah.
I think it was even like that at the show last year. I was like, oh, fuck.
So what would your third electric guitar be as opposed to the ukulele?
I want to get an Epiphone SG.
Nice.
That's white with a black pickguard because I think that's fucking dope. Yeah. But they're $500, and I don't even know if you can order them right now, which sucks.
No, well, you just go to Guitar Center. They'll show up.
Yeah, they're on back order.
Oh, really?
They've been on back
Even
order.
the Epiphones?
They've been on back order for over a year now.
Huh.
And I've been checking periodic. Plus, I don't want to like buy shit from Guitar Center. I want to buy it from Sweetwater.
Oh, yeah, because they're just kind of
guitars.
cool
I
company.
think when I looked at Guitar Center, they didn't even have them.
Oh, really?
They only had it out in Sweetwater, and it's been on back order for ages.
Yes, yeah, because well, you walk into Guitar Center and they just have a wall of Les Pauls, and then
yeah,
and then there's
well, they have some
Fender
SG, some of the Epiphone SGs, but they're usually in red or black, and I want the
No, you
fucking
want
white.
one.
God
Yeah.
damn it, because it would go with my reverse outfit thing.
Yeah.
Where I have a black shirt and white tie. So I've been waiting and waiting. And then the other option was to get an Epiphone Explorer, but I don't know. I think the SG would be. I think the SG is more of like a classic.
Well, yeah, it's a light shredder. Like, okay, if you get like an Explorer, like you have to be playing metal on that thing. Like you're not gonna switch to clean channel and play on an Explorer.
Yeah. Not that I have been playing right now, anyways, but I'll get there again. I just haven't. I don't know. We haven't figured out that part quite yet, but that's okay.
Well, just because it's recent with mine, the whole family reunion trip like that. Like I haven't seen my little bro Zipper Tidy in quite a while. He's we had a big long talk about him making music and me with a podcast, and we both was just if no one listens, who gives a shit? Just do your thing, man. We both kind of said that to each other. But the first guitar that he ever bought was a Fender, and he specifically bought a Fender because he knew it'd piss me off.
They're so expensive for no reason.
Well, and the reason why I don't like Fender is because the guy who started the company never learned how to play guitar.
Yeah.
And so what he was making were just machines that made music. So it's actually interesting because the way that they're built, like they're actually built like almost like a car with interchangeable parts and things like that. Yeah. So that's why you can replace the neck, you can replace the pickups, you can replace the electronics very, very easily on a Fender.
Yep.
And so and that was his research that he was like, oh yeah, maybe this is kind of cool. But he's also into like the retro and like the birth of things. That's why he likes to record on magnetic tape.
Yeah, yeah.
And he bought like an old Moog keyboard like from Japan.
Oh shit.
And no, it wasn't.
Yeah, what is mine?
No, it wasn't a Moog. It was a Yamaha.
I think mine's a Casio.
But he actually had to buy a like power converter because it still had the Japanese plug.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. Mine runs off of batteries. Well, I mean, it does have a plug, but the way I have it now, there's no way I'm gonna fucking plug in that
literally
thing.
hang on the wall.
Yeah. Another interesting thing about the Fender, like the Strats are like the baseline sound now, which actually makes me mad too. But I am so sick of that body shape.
I know Also,
although my amp is a Fender and it's pretty good shit.
no, Fender amps are the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their guitars are. Yeah, I'd rather have like a Gibson or Epiphone.
One of my good friends back in college, he had a Fender Deluxe Reverb, but it was actually like from the 80s. Oof. And it was a tube amp, and that thing just it was awesome.
Tube amps are dope, but goddamn.
He was part of a band called Refined. They're not a thing anymore. They haven't been a thing for a long time. But kind of the guy that got him into music and taught him music as a business, his name is drawing a blank. Luke Mills. He actually played at the Oktoberfest last year.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool. I got to reconnect with him. But his favorite thing was always Marshall tube amps.
Yeah.
And he would crank the power up so like the tubes were like hot.
Oh God.
So they would just be glowing the entire time, and it's awesome because you can actually see it through the front grill.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
that's fucking terrifying.
No, it is because it's like everything's gonna blow up.
Yeah. That's so scary.
But it looked really cool. It was like, that's why I do it. Plus, like when you're running that much juice through it, like the distortion on it's just really cool.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Do you use a coilover, or do you actually yours is solid state now? It's not a tube amp.
No, I know it was a tube amp.
No, because they're hella expensive.
Yeah, no, mine was like $300 new.
Yeah.
But it's 212s, so it's pretty good shit for the money.
It throws.
Yeah, it's good entry level for.
Yours is it's a head and a cab like all in one.
No, yeah, it's a combo.
Mm.
I was like, no head and neck. Yeah, that's what you're saying. It's a combo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I have. And then I also have the little like baby version of it, and you could actually it's pretty good shit. Yeah. Like it's crazy. It's good for practicing.
I remember when Zipper Tighter was getting first started, we went to Guitar Center and he just called it the Vox Box. It was a tiny Vox amp it was maybe like a foot on a side, and it was a cube, and it just ran off of batteries. I was like, well, this is amazing.
Yeah, they have they're just for practicing basically.
Yeah.
Unless you hook a good mic up to it, because I've seen that happen.
Maybe you can make it work.
Yeah, but they're good for practicing.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
But that's more like Zipper Tighter style, though. It's kind of he doesn't like thrash. He's more into I wouldn't call it like pop or jazz, but it's definitely like a smoother sound.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
Yeah,
distortion stuff like we do.
So like the British style amps like Vox or Orange.
Yeah,
he's pretty into those.
Yep, those are cool. I like those. I like the orange amps too.
Because they're orange.
Because they're good. They happen to. You can get them in black.
But why?
Fair enough. But yes, that is my guitar collection for now. Eventually, I'll get another one, but also when that bass disappears, I'll buy my own bass.
So whose bass is that actually?
It's my sister's.
Wait.
But she didn't like it because it's red.
Oh yeah, because hers now is it black with green strings?
No, not that one, sister. The other one.
Oh.
My older sister.
She doesn't have a name yet, does she?
No. She didn't like it because it's red. So, ta-da! I use it. I've been trying to learn the strokes on it. And
I thought that sister teaches piano.
Yes.
But she also plays guitar?
She's also... Yeah, she did play some... She's more inclined to piano, though. For sure. She's the one that taught me piano. And I've forgotten... everything. That's one of the things I'm trying to do right now is
get back into piano.
Relearn music theory stuff.
Oh.
And goddamn, it's kicking my ass because I'm like, I don't know what these notes are. So I'm trying to go back and relearn notes, and Jesus Christ, I know nothing. I know nothing about stuff. So
well, I mean that's how
fun.
Super Tidy got his start. So my mom had a guitar in her closet. It was like hippie guitar. It was like, big fat acoustic thing. It was always out of tune, but we would always like sneak in there and like open the case and like strum the strings. Well, he got a lot bolder and actually like took the guitar out of its case and it started like just making sound with it.
Yeah.
And he just taught himself guitar. It's like, oh wait, if I press here and then do this, then it makes this sound. And then he basically taught himself how to chord.
Yeah.
And then my mom also had she's always had a piano. Like now she has just an electronic Yamaha.
Yeah.
Clavinova? That sounds right. But she actually did have like a stand-up piano. It was always in the house. And so then he just found out that he can just bang on a piano. And, that can make noise too. And figured out it's like, wait, if I do one and skip one and skip one and that one, and then he taught himself how to chord with pianos. Like,
goddamn.
He literally taught himself music. Like he was in band, but don't ask him to read music.
Yeah, yeah. That's the same with Shredder. He does everything by ear, which is absolutely insane.
Oh, it's awesome. I love those people.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. I'm trying real hard.
But I mean, music theory definitely does have like its merit, because like every band that ever started, every person that ever picked up an instrument is a cover artist.
Yeah,
like you have to learn from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's a lot of great bands out there where none of the people know shit about music and they still make music, so it's doable.
Yeah, and then like studying music theory to me is fascinating, and I know some people find it annoying. Just because it's almost like the same way that I get when people are interpreting like short stories or poetry or something like that. It's like, no, it means this. It's like, well, it can,
but
this is how I feel about it.
Other things, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could talk about music shit all day, but what else did?
So we're kind of deep into this. Yeah, we're just talking about music the whole time, which is fantastic.
I'm trying to think of what the other stuff I've been doing. Oh, I've been doing some program classes, like a program class thing about Procreate on iPad, so I can start utilizing that better, because I've just been doing like a basic shit on it, and I'm like, I could do better than this. So now I'm doing like videos and stuff.
So you're learning about the birds and the bees on your iPad.
No, it's Procreate. God damn it. Yeah, if you say it too fast, then it's like, what?
I'm doing some procreating today. It's like, okay.
They could have done better on that name, huh?
No, they knew.
Probably. That's all programmers are, shitheads anyways.
Yeah.
And then I also got an anime package.
Nice.
With it, so I'm going to
learn
better anime techniques.
Is it like drawing or is it painting?
What?
So is it like drawing anime characters, or is it taking like a black and white comic book like page and then coloring it?
No. It's not coloring. It's like creating your own characters and such.
So it's like eye technique and like positioning on a page.
Yeah, and like faces and structure and stuff like that.
Like you being the mushroom, and like I draw what I felt like you looked like in my head.
It was so bad.
That was amazing.
Oh my god. Like your eyes were just terrifying.
No.
They were so scary.
It was amazing. There is actually there isn't a mushroom race, but there's a few homebrews that do like actual mushroom people. You gonna make it? You gonna die?
Yeah, I gotta stretch my leggy out. At least one of my leggies. Is your leg there? Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was just my name. I see like a normal person.
I don't care. But yeah, I mean, I forgot my purse, and then my green mushroom blew up. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. You released.
I turned myself into a bomb.
You released the spores while we're fighting fire enemies, and
yeah, I didn't realize they were gonna be like explosive at all, but it worked out.
That's probably one of my favorite things about D&D is that Max, our DM. Oh shit. Well, I call him Super Max.
Okay, Super Max.
Like
Max Verstappen.
Yes. Our DM, he's playing the game as much as we are.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming up with all this bullshit, like, on the fly. Well, not all of it. Like, he has guidelines, but,
Yeah.
like, when stupid stuff like that happens, like, wait, is this flammable? And then looks it up and is like, yes, it is. This is now a problem you have to deal with. Like, to me,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Just caused a small explosion. That is not what I was going to talk about this time. God damn it. See, this is why I usually write it down in my phone or something, and then I transcribe it onto my page. But apparently I had a thought of what to talk about, and then suddenly didn't.
Oh, lady, that's why you just keep a notebook with you.
I can't keep a notebook with me in the bathtub.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yeah, you just get like a suction cup that goes on the outside,
Oh,
right?
God. Nope, this
And
is
then
already too much.
It pulls up to like a
Too
little
much.
holder, and you just have like clothespin clippies that keep it open.
Absolutely not. But oh,
Do you listen to
Yikes.
like music like in the tub? Like how do you chillax in a tub, or is it just meditation?
I read comics.
Yeah. So what's the difference between a notebook and a book, or do you read
It's
off
on my
iPad?
phone.
Oh.
No, because I don't know if my iPad's waterproof. But my phone is. I've dropped it in the tub a couple times already. It's definitely waterproof. In the bathtub, at least. So yes, I will read comic you've seen like the web comics that I read.
Yeah.
So, like,
Webtoons.
Webtoons, I think. What's the other one? Pocket comics or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Nope. Don't know.
Sure, but yeah, Webtoon's the one run by.
Yeah.
Line.
Webtoon's the one that I know that has they're like Netflix of internet comics.
Yeah. They run by Line. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Korean company?
Yeah.
Line.
Yeah, Webtoon is Korean. That's why you get a lot of Korean creators on there.
I actually started seeing advertisements for a webtoon comic. It was they're bunnies, and well, they're people, but they're wearing bunny masks.
No, they're wearing cat masks.
Oh, there are cats.
And it's called Everything Is...
like everything is normal,
okay.
everything is fine, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's actually like an apocalypse happening.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I haven't read that one, but I've seen stuff about it. Oh, yeah. Good old comics. Anyway, it's about that time.
I was gonna go into my adventures today because we had at work, work for a steel company.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that
And
earlier.
they had twice a year they have to do shutdown for the plant to make sure that everything's like working and do like maintenance while everything is done. So everyone is out of work. They basically just give them like a week of vacation. So for this year, they did, it was called, I'm doing air quotes here, safety stand down. So it was like, oh, we're going to go over all of our safety stuff, and we're going to drag all the office people in. It's like, I don't deal with overhead cranes or forklifts. I deal with a rolly chair and a mouse.
Literally anything dangerous. I cannot get randomly murked.
Yeah. But it actually is, it's very interesting to know because it's, they put us all in like groups, but we're all like mixed together. So I was in a group with people like from my office and from the office across town and from the actual like factory workers. Like we're all like hanging out together.
Nice.
So, and they did like multiple stations. Like there's one, this is hand safety because most of our injuries are with our hands because we lead, we do everything hand first.
With hands.
And it was kind of interesting how they want multiple people from different areas to be part of these groups that think about this stuff because like factory workers, a lot of the stuff they do is automatic where it's like, oh yeah, well, what if you did like this? It's like, oh, I never thought about that. So it's an idea of like getting new ideas together. And then we got to tour the tornado shelter. That was pretty cool because of safety. It's basically, it's a shipping container that weighs 100,000 pounds.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere ever.
Yep. And then we had high yeet catered lunch. So
Nice.
that was pretty cool.
Nice.
There was one section that did CPR and it was hilarious. The chick that was running it was just a blast. It's like, if you're over 6 feet tall, you get this tube shoved up your nose. But if you're under 6 feet tall, you get this tube shoved up your nose. It's like,
Jeebus.
So I got to ask one of my favorite questions because it's like, it's like, don't get too excited with like CPR, and you're pushing too hard, like you're not doing anything. Like if you're giving rescue breathing, it's like, don't just go nuts with the breathing. So I was like, so I raised my hand. So does Staying Alive by the Bee Gees Like if you just do it to that beat, does
Yeah,
that work? She's
yeah.
like, it's actually that one does
Yeah,
work.
that one works. There's another one that works too.
Another one, Bites the Dust by Queen,
yep, there
is
we
actually
go.
the same beat.
Yeah. It's like, that's fantastic. Yeah, I would have hated all of that.
Oh no, and we're outside all day, and
Yeah.
it rained in the morning.
Oh god.
So like we went over there at 11, so like the rain had just stopped, so it was just hot and humid instead of being rainy and
Dear
hot.
God. Nope. No, thank you.
Yep.
All right. So we are now to our ad space.
And we also got to talk about drinks, but yes.
Oh.
No,
All
ad
right,
space first. I think this is the last episode for Three Cloud Morning.
All right, go check out 3 Cloud Morning. It is dope.
I think she just put up a new one over the last couple days. Yep, it has to do with a recent movie that came out. So it's
Oh. Well, I'll have to go look now.
But yes, check out Three Cloud Morning,
Yep.
all spelled out.
3cloudmorning.com. If you would like to take out an ad with us, let us know.
And Skaldmere, if you're listening, if you want to re-up your lease, let us know.
Yeah. Or that. Yeah, so let's talk about what we're drinking quick. You're drinking garbage.
Yeah. That's all I get.
And I am drinking Yuki Nagori Strawberry or Ichigo.
Strawberry.
Ichigo in
Can I try
Japanese.
it?
No. Yeah, you can try it.
Well, I'm going to anyway.
Fine.
Okay, so the bottle is actually it's very, very elegant. It's
very frosted. It's frosty.
so it's 375, so it's half of a 750. But it's very like skinny and slender.
Yeah, it's very tall.
Yeah.
It's about the size around of like a skinny can.
Mm-hmm. But it's as tall as a wine bottle.
Yeah.
That is
it sweet?
fantastic.
Is it sweet and silky like it says on the side?
Oh my. Yeah. No, it's almost like dessert like. It's very like
Yeah.
like soft serve strawberry ice cream, but like with real strawberries, none of this artificial flavoring.
Yeah. God, what did I have the other day that it was actually like peach flavor instead of like peach flavoring.
Mm.
And I was like so floored by it. Shit, what was it? God, I can't remember. Anyway.
Speaking of peach, so usually with my lunch, I'll buy like a bag of certain type of fruit for the week. So it's like 5 pieces of whatever fruit. This week it was peacherines.
Oh yeah.
The nectarines mixed with peach. And I got them like they were just prime ripeness. Like they weren't too hard, but they're juicy as hell. But they also weren't just like mush.
Mushy.
But they were so ripe to where I could just like sit on my desk and it was like an air freshener. Like every once in a while, I'll just like get a whiff of peach. I was like, oh, this is so good.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
All right.
But as for my garbage drink, it's what I like to call low rent margarita. So you go to your local grocer and you get a bottle of Simply Limeade, which actually all the Simply juices are.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And then you just put some tequila in it.
Gross. Anywho, on to our fun topic, which is the freaking amazing movie.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Yeah. Dude, this thing is the shit.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't like. Well, how do we want to do this? I didn't really think about. You know what? You just go off, and I'll
Okay, so
figure it out. I guess.
I moved everything, so I'm further away so I can look at my notes. So I did a lot of research on the making of and the behind the scenes of Atlantis because this is actually my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's right up there with like Big Hero 6. And so I wanted to be able to defend the hill that I'm going to die on.
Okay.
This is the best Disney movie.
So I guess I'll start going over like the movie itself, and then we can do that.
Okay.
All right. So we open with a big old tsunami.
Yeah, the light flash and the whales.
Yeah, coming to Atlantis, and you see a little child with their mom and her dad. I don't know. He comes in somewhere in there.
The end of the world is coming for them.
Yes.
And everyone is losing their shit.
Which they say the reason later. Did you ever catch what the reason is?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that then.
Okay.
Because, yeah, like, there's a reason that tsunami thing is happening. But we'll get to that. So, yeah, we kind of find out that that's the king and his wife and his little daughter.
The princess.
And the queen actually ends up getting, like, levitated into the sky.
Yeah, she gets almost like an alien abduction. Like a beam of light comes down and takes her off the ground. And the only thing she leaves behind is the bracelet.
Well, she takes the bracelet with her. The mom takes
the other way around.
Yeah, the mom takes the bracelet with her.
Yep.
And you can see the king looking up, and that's how he goes blind. Did you realize that?
No, I didn't know that was a cause.
Yeah, he wanted to like look at his wife one last time, and he went blind from it, from the crystal thing. But yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, only like the center part of town ended up getting saved.
Yeah.
And sunk down.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Washington in 1914 and Milo talking to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, just a bunch of hats. Okay, so before we get too far, that was actually not the original intro for the movie.
Oh, really?
At all.
Oh?
Yep. They actually had another intro that was 100% animated, voiced, and affected, like, putting all the computer effects, and was, like, ready to go, like, into the movie. And then they had, like, there was another just artistic director that was like, but what if we
did this instead?
And so they actually scrapped that. Oh, my God. Yeah. So the original intro was, it was a Viking ship on the ocean. And those Vikings had the shepherd's journal. And
shit.
And so that's why when Milo was like, oh yeah, it's not in Ireland, it's in Iceland. Because it was the Vikings that had it.
Oh my God.
And the reason why the book is lost is because these Vikings are on the ocean and they get attacked by the Leviathan and their ship sinks. And
but then how would...
because it washes up.
Okay.
So the reason why they scrapped it, though, was because without the intro of, the tsunami and the sinking of Atlantis and all that stuff, you don't meet anyone from Atlantis until halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no connection to the city of the
them.
people.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah, that's
that's like a great part of the lore of the story.
Yeah, the other
one's better.
Yeah, way better. Okay.
So Milo, 1914, Washington, D.C.
So he is explaining that the journal is in Iceland. So he's trying to pitch this to his superiors to go on an expedition for it. His grandfather was apparently after the same thing, which later you find out he definitely was. There's at one point where Milo puts his grandpa's helmet. There's like a film of him putting it on as a child, and then it like thumps on, like lowers on his head, and then he does it as an adult, and it still does the same thing. It's so freaking funny. They canceled his meeting on purpose because they're jerks.
No, he gets a telegram says, "Dear Mr. Thatch, we have moved your meeting to like 1 p.m." It's like,
no, it's 3:30. If we have moved your meeting from 4:30 to 3:30, and it's already like 4 o'clock.
And it's like because you didn't show up, we
canceled your meeting, and it like they came.
They can't do this.
Yeah, they came right after another. So he runs after them, and like begs them to listen, and they're all like, "No, go fuck yourself."
Mr. Hickenbottom.
Yep. So he goes home, having resigned from his job, technically.
Yeah, no, he has the whole scene where he's like, this is my letter of resignation.
Yep. So he leaves, he goes home, and there's a mysterious woman waiting in his apartment. I'm guessing he has an apartment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a proposition for my employer.
Yes.
Employer. Who's your employer?
Yes. So they get to Dr. Whitmore's house.
Yes. Professor Whitmore.
Doctor,
Professor, yeah.
I think it was doctor. I don't know. Maybe it's all the above. But as soon as he gets there, he sees a portrait of Mr. Whitmore and his grandfather. Yeah. And he was like, "Who the heck are you?" He's like, "I knew your grandfather quite well."
I also dislike this old man because he's basically everything that I want to be. Like, he meets him and he's like doing all this contortionist bullshit. It's like, join me a little yoga. It's like when they first meet, Milo doesn't shake his hand; he shakes his foot because he's upside down.
Yep. And then he hands Milo a package from his grandfather, and it's the Shepherd's Journal.
Yep. Like the secret to unlocking the location of the city of Atlantis.
So here's another little Easter egg thing for you. Did you notice what fish were in the fish tank?
I thought they were like deep sea fish.
Yeah, they're
like anglerfish.
No, the coastlianth.
Oh, a coelacanth. Yeah.
That's how you say that?
Yeah.
Dear God. Okay. Been doing it wrong my whole life.
Coelacanth. They're like a living fossil. Doing air quotes.
Yep.
They look like they're like made of plates and not necessarily like skin.
Yeah. They're definitely like ancient fish, but according to the timeline, they weren't discovered until 20 years later.
Yeah.
So they always thought they were just like these extinct fish.
Yeah.
And Mr. Whitmore had them in his office and didn't tell anyone. So he knew about all of this stuff already. So he already knew about. So he was just testing Milo to see how like passionate he was about it.
Yeah, like Mr. Whitmore, he's very much like a like the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. That movie by itself, we could do a whole thing on that. Or
I don't know if I've ever seen the original one.
There's okay. So the first time you ever see Willy Wonka in the movie is he's walking out of the chocolate factory, like up to the front gate, and he has a cane, and he looks like he's like very like a decrepit old man. He's like just walking with this cane like really really slow, and then the cane like sticks in the cobblestones, and then he starts like walking without the cane, and then he just stops and slowly falls forward, and then just does a somersault and stands back up. And so for the rest of the movie, you can never ever tell if he's actually telling the truth.
Oh God!
And so that's the connection I make with Mr. Whitmore. You can never ever tell if he's actually telling the truth and what he actually knows or does not know.
Fair enough. But yes, so they decide that they're gonna go search for Atlantis with the crew.
Well, no, and it was because of like you said, he was testing Miles' enthusiasm. He's like, I don't care if I have to rent a rowboat.
Yeah. It's like, well. You don't have to.
That's exactly what I'm hoping you were saying.
Yep. So they get all the crew together and stuff, and they get a big old submarine, which that thing is massive.
Yeah. And they get the whole crew. He gets to meet Moliere because his dirt is in his bed.
Yeah.
He gets to meet Joshua Sweet, the doctor, who's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's a great character. And then,
does he meet Audrey in the?
Yeah. He meets her as they're like walking,
like to the ship.
Yeah. And the boom guy,
Vinny.
Boom. Yeah, Vinny. So another thing, did you notice that when the sub actually launches, that Mr. Whitmore has his fingers crossed behind his back? Yep. Like, oh my God.
Again, you can't tell if he's actually
it's like, what is going on?
No, this is all just a guess. And like his whole thing is he's financing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Same thing we did with Miles' grandfather's expedition. He just paid for it.
Yeah, he was the money guy.
Yeah.
So then we're cruising right along.
And it's all very cinematic and very heroic.
Yep, and then they start talking about
the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, then they start talking about a spooky monster that lives down in the depths, and then they get attacked by said monster. Which
it's probably just some like giant sculpture or something. It's like
which it kind of is. It's just like it's like made by. It's not a natural animal. It's made by the Atlantean people because you can tell. Yes,
it is. And the actual, like the creation of that whole thing was, at the time, extremely remarkable because this movie came out in 2000.
Yeah.
And so, like, half the movie's animated, half the movie's, like, CG. And, like, the big problem with Disney was blending the two to make it not look, very, very off. But the whole idea of the Leviathan, that, yes, it was a sculpture that was imbued with the power of the crystal of Atlantis and then brought to life. So it's both living and a construct.
Yeah, it's a machine and a living thing at the same time. Yeah. But so the big sub gets its shipwrecked.
It's murked.
And they escape in little sub pods, but even those get murked too. So there's like out of 200 people, there's like 50 left.
So one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite Disney movies is because there's a little bit of realism that goes with it, along with the fantasy. But at the time of Atlantis' release, it was the highest body count in any animated video.
Yeah. So many people died.
It's like, and they actually like acknowledge it. Like when they actually like, come to the surface, like the doctor Sweet is actually like holding a funeral.
Yeah, he has a hat with a candle in it and pushes it out. But time to get moving again. They find the highway system and they get trucking along, and you soon notice that they're being followed by things with spoopy masks.
There's some spookies.
Yep.
Okay, so in the creation of this, so every Disney animated movie, they'll do like the whole like the screenplay and script.
Yes.
And it's usually it's 90 pages, and each page is a minute. So most things like Cinderella, the Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, they're all 90-minute films. So when they were first putting this together, they did like a whole like, okay, here's what we have for the idea, and like sent that to the execs, and it was 128 pages, and that was only the first 2 acts.
Oh God.
So they're already like way like over quote budget of like time and stuff, because a lot of what they cut out was this journey, like from landing to getting to Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
One of the big inspirations for the movie was Jules Verne's Adventure to the Center of the Earth.
Okay.
And in that movie and in the book, they stumble across Atlantis, but Atlantis is dead. And it's like, oh shit, well that's Atlantis. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on.
So it's all like the monster that they would like come across. Like there's a few shots where like it's like really cold, and then like they make a wrong turn, like this giant monster comes out of like the cave.
Yeah, the cave.
So all of those were supposed to be like Monster of the Week episodes. Like those are supposed to be like long drawn out things.
Yeah, and you obviously can't.
Yeah.
To have.
One of the things that they cut out that they were like, do we? It's like, well, yeah, was they were stopping. And they found these hot springs, and they were going to soak their feet. Like, they had like storyboards for all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, they're weird travelers, hot springs, soak their feet. What they were actually soaking their feet in was the blowholes of lava whales.
Oh God.
And so like, then the ground starts moving, and these like giant creatures would come up. So like, seeing that part like kind of truncated is interesting, because they still have like all these moments where it's like, oh yeah, like no one has been here. They don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it's still like, it still moves on.
Yeah. All right,
So they make camp.
Well, and Milo, like, realizes that there's a page missing from the journal.
Yeah, the shepherd seems to be leading up to something in the last few pages, and then
it stops. I'm so confused. And that's a precursor to later.
Yep.
But yes, they stop for the night. He has to do a bathroom break and accidentally sets off the fireflies,
yes.
which actually starts shit on fire. So we get more dead people from the fireflies, shit blowing up, and then like the bridge dies.
Rourke, basically the company leader of the whole team, when he wakes up, Milo just going to bed. Like, then he actually like comes
like,
to,
oh
it's like,
God,
oh shit, the camp's on fire.
Yeah, that was funny too.
Okay, so the whole thing like leading up, so the team that's on the expedition, they're actually all old friends. They all kind of know each other. When they're laying down to bed, and Joshua Sweet does the whole thing. It's like, what's Mole's story? It's like, you don't want to know. You told me, but you shouldn't. And I'm telling you, you don't want to know. They're all like doing the whole like expose thing, because they all know each other. They're also like telling Milo.
Well, they all went on the expedition to get the journal.
Yeah.
Except for the engineer.
Yeah, Audrey, because she was
Audrey.
little.
Yeah. And then I don't know, does Milo get kidnapped by the people that have been following them, or does he like land in a spot and then they find him?
He lands in a spot, and then they find him.
Because he's like so far away from everybody else.
Well, yeah, because like the whole like scrambling thing,
Yeah,
and then
fair
like
enough.
everything like drops down.
But yeah, so they come up to him and they're like, what? And they heal his little blood wound he's got going on.
Yeah.
And he tries to follow him out. And he does follow them out. And they get out to where they can actually see like the whole ringed city of Atlantis. And they're all like, holy shit, we've done it. We've done the thing.
Yeah.
And then the masked people come out, and they turn out to be Atlanteans. And who you find out is Kita goes up to Milo and just like starts talking to him.
Yeah, because Milo's background is archaeologist and linguist.
Yeah.
So that scene is actually kind of cool because the creators like that. This scene is kind of important to him because it's like, okay, how do they end up like communicating? And Milo then alludes to this. Oh, it's like the Tower of Babel. They're actually speaking in like, okay, Atlantean is a constructed language.
Yep.
But they keep speaking in like less ancient languages.
Yeah.
Like building up
Yeah.
until they get to French.
Yeah, to French.
But
is
like
amazing.
all except for Atlantean, like all those languages, like the things they're speaking are real.
Yeah.
Parlez du français.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's French. Holy shit. And like as a kid, I didn't know
they
that.
speak my language.
Yeah. And did you know that the Atlantean language was actually made by the same guy that did Klingon?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no clue. I
Yeah.
thought that was all Gene Roddenberry. I didn't know that was like a no. Rocking my brain. Wow. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, there you go. There's your little thing there. But yeah, they go through all the languages. And then they go and
Well, you start to see like the first like sinister thing where Helga and Rourke are talking to each other, and
Yeah,
Helga
and
says,
they're
"There
like-
weren't supposed to be people here."
yeah,
It's like,
which
this-
is fair because like you would never expect
Yeah.
anything
Why would these?
there.
Yeah,
why would they be
anything-
alive? But yes, you get a little snippet of what's to come.
Mhm.
And then they go and see the king, and the
Yes.
king's like,
Well,
no.
who is voiced by Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah.
Like his voice quality, his voice
Yeah.
work in that movie is so good.
Yep.
I watched a making of where it was actually like Leonard Nimoy behind the mic, and just like his presence, like as he's saying the lines, is so fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, the only one that can actually understand him is Milo, as he's talking to his daughter Kita.
Yep.
And Rourke is like, "Hey, so no, we're good. We'll take
Yeah.
Belly." And Milo's like, "Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up."
It's like, bro. But yeah, the king's like, no, absolutely not. And then he gets talked into them staying for a night. They're like, okay, fine. And then Milo goes in, meets up with Kita, and finds out that none of them can read.
Yeah, I can speak Atlantean. I can read Atlantean just like you. Oh.
Oh, you can't.
can't.
Yeah, which is a big problem.
Such knowledge has been lost since the Maven Mock. Oh,
Which-
the Great Flood.
Makes sense because it was like 90% of the city that was lost.
Yeah. The
Like-
only thing that like existed was like the town square.
Yeah.
But that was actually part of the king. Like, he
Yep.
didn't want them to know like the forbidden knowledge,
Yep.
so
Yep.
they never learned
Yeah.
how to read again.
Yep. So I think only the king knows how to read
Mm.
in the entire thing. And then Milo figures out that she's like 8,000 years old.
That'd make you several thousand years old. Yeah, and looking good.
Yeah. Looking good for your age. Oh god.
We were never properly met. What's your name? My name is Kidakakash.
Yep.
Kidamashnaga.
Just Kita. Okay.
You got a nickname. Oh, so that scene where he says that, and like
Yeah.
they climbed like the top of the city, and everything like slowly starts to zoom out, and they see the masks like floating around the crystal, and like everything zooms out and zooms out.
But no, the crystal isn't out yet.
Well, no, but the masks are still like floating around. They aren't.
They're underground.
Oh, they are.
They're
I thought
underground.
there's this... thought there's something up in the sky.
It's probably burbs or whatever burb dinosaurs they had.
But that shot was actually extremely challenging because they were mixing some of the CG elements with the drawn stuff.
Yeah.
So every character is hand drawn, but they're like there's like the submarine.
Yeah.
That's clearly you can kind of tell it is CG because as it moves it makes sense. So that shot because like it zoomed out like so far and you got this giant vista of the whole city of Atlantis. It had the most layers.
Yeah.
Like of any Disney shot like to that date. That was a huge like technical challenge like for the artists like like seeing how they did this like it was fascinating to me but
yep. So he just then like, hey, wait, you can read this shit. Come translate this mural so I can figure out like what the fuck happened to us and why we're like this. And so he goes and translates it and he's like, the crystal and the necklaces are connected and your guys' lives and the crystal are connected. You just need to find like where the crystal is and then you can start restoring stuff. And they're like, okay, let's go check it out. And when they get out of the water, Shithead is there with all his friends.
Yep. This is the reveal of Rourke as actually a villain.
Yeah, as the villain. And they're like, we're gonna go steal that crystal. And Milo's like, the fuck you are?
No, there's a thing with Milo's character that I find just fantastic, and it's something that I actually accidentally like emulate, where it's like giving a tense situation, he stops giving a shit.
Yeah.
Where this might be skipping ahead, but like they actually go like to the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And Kira is then assimilated into it.
Yeah, she is then chosen as the host for the crystal.
Yep. And there's a thing that Milo says, like, there's a giant crystal floating 300 feet in the air. I have no clue what's holding it up there. Like,
yeah.
How about you translate and I'll wave the gun around?
Yeah.
Like he just stops
so
giving
funny.
a shit. Like,
but yeah, so then they go to the king and they're like, where the frick is the crystal? And then he finds out. They go down there. Kita gets to be the host of the crystal, and then they seal her up in a box.
And they're gonna take it back to the surface.
Yeah, take off with her. And Milo's like, nope, I ain't having any of this shit.
No, well, we didn't talk about it, but like around the campfire, they all talked about their origin stories and things like that, but it all comes back to their motivation is actually just money.
Yeah, money.
And then he feeds back to them their stories of why they should actually still give a shit.
Yeah.
Like he goes to Audrey, it's like, you know what, you might be able to, your dad can open a second garage and it'd be fantastic. And like, Vinny, hey, you can reopen your flower shop.
Yeah.
Like, and he
makes them
he
feel
pinpoint
bad.
attacks every single one of their insecurities.
Yep, he makes them feel bad, so then they decide to join him and be like, you know what, this is bullshit, this isn't right. And then they get the fish out.
You got something more sporty, like a tuna.
They get the fish out that can fly, and they find out can shoot laser beams.
Yeah. Vinny figures that out.
Yeah. And they go after Rorik and his blimp that he now has. And they fight to get her back. They end up marking Rorik.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Milo stabs him with a shard of glass with the crystal energy on it, and he basically turns into like a crystal monster thing.
Yeah, it's like the distilled energy.
Yeah, and then he gets murked by the devil fan blades. Holy shit. Yeah, it's super brutal. Where do they go after that? Yeah, it's fish versus... They have a bunch of mini planes somehow, too.
Yeah. Yeah,
even though this is like...
come off like catapults.
This is 1914, and there's no fucking way.
No, they had biplanes then. Like,
yeah, but not like mini
Well, no.
launching.
Okay, so that's where this movie breaks down for you. You can't handle the fact they
Yeah.
have planes under the ocean in Atlantis when they're fighting over Come on!
They're fighting fish. Yeah. Anyway, they end up getting her back and dragging her back to the city just in time because the freaking volcano they were in has decided it's time for explode.
Mm-hmm.
They get her back. She ascends into the sky once more, and then they get the shield up just as like the lava is coming over and crusting on. But the shield breaks the lava, and everybody's fine, and the crystal returns Kita with her bracelet.
Yeah.
That's
Only her mom would have had.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything gets nice and restored, which is great.
The team ends up leaving.
Yep.
Mila stays behind.
Yep. The team gets crystal necklaces and shitloads of gold and stuff.
Well, there's the scene at the end where they're all at Miss Whitmore's house, and that's one of my favorite things. Like, okay, who has the crystal where? Like Cookie, the crazy cook, like has like a gold tooth, but it's a crystal tooth. I think Sweet, the doctor, has it like as a pin in his like tie.
Yeah. God, who else had what? But anyways, they were like, You didn't find anything, right? Yup.
Not a damn thing.
Somebody went crazy and
No, he went down with the ship.
yeah. Everybody died. Everybody else died. We didn't find anything. Which is pretty great. And then they give him a package with the pictures, and it's from Milo with a crystal necklace in it and the picture of him and his grandfather.
Yep, and he gives it to Mr. Whitmore.
Yep. And then the whole movie closes with them making a rock for the king and it going up into the sky.
It's because the crystal is protected by masks that represented all of the old kings.
Yep.
And they made his.
And it went up into circling around the crystal. And that was the end.
Okay. So, circling all the way back to the beginning.
Oh, God. Okay. Here we go.
You said there's a purpose why the tsunami is coming.
Oh, yeah. I totally went over that, didn't I? The king reveals that he was testing weapons. It was from a weapons test. Because you can see like the blue blowing up in the sky and all of the people rushing back. And yeah, the blowing up made the tsunami that made it like this.
Destroying Atlantis.
Basically, yeah. Wow. So it was it was his fault. So he was like, I'm never going to do that again. And then has hid it for thousands of years.
We'll hide this knowledge instead of...
Yeah. And that's why I was so afraid of like the outside world too, is because he was like, they're going to come after the crystal to use it for a weapon. We got to hide. And that's why like Atlantis wasn't restored after it had gone down. Which that gets into that in the second movie.
Oh, well, I never watched any of the sequels for it.
They're actually like equally as good. Yeah, they're good. I would recommend watching them, yes.
So, there's a rundown of it. We might have to stretch this because I got some points I need to make.
Okay.
So, one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite movies is because I was about 13 or 14 when it came out, so it was like right in the proper age group. This is actually one of the first PG Disney movies, as opposed to just G-rated.
Oh, right on.
Because there actually is death and there's explosion and So the creators actually set off. They wanted to make an adventure movie and not a fantasy movie. So in the 90s, remember this movie came out in 2000. In the 90s, the Disney movies were The Rescuers Down Under, which is also fantastic, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, A Nightmare Before Christmas, also pretty good. The Lion King, Toy Story, Pocahontas, The Goofy Movie, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Tarzan.
Yeah. So
this was considered Disney's like late Renaissance. Like it all actually started with Little Mermaid, which is 1988.
Yeah.
And when this movie came out, it was actually like very poorly received because everyone thought that Disney
It's
animated
a Disney
movies
movie.
were supposed to be for children and musicals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was neither of those things.
No.
Well, because musicals are all garbage. A lot of this team actually came from Hunchback, and like you can kind of tell, like in Hunchback of
It's
Notre
got
Dame,
kind of the same.
yeah, a lot of same like art style.
Styling.
And they used quite a bit of CG, especially with like the big effects of like actually seeing the Cathedral of Notre Dame. But they kind of turned this whole thing up to 11 with all the effects. So they actually had like one artist that just did like all like the lightning and laser stuff that they did. Like, that was all like that was one dude.
Nice.
To draw all that stuff
Nice.
in. Another reason why this movie is one of my favorites is because the whole team, they're all their own independent characters.
Yeah.
When you think of like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, it's okay. Here's one person, and the world they want to be in. And it's very like
it really like revolves.
Here's a villain, and here's here's the like it's very,
all inner revolving too. It's not like this person having this going on and this person it's like all the characters of the story are self-contained basically.
Yeah.
And these ones aren't, and that makes quite a bit of difference.
Yeah. The only one that might break the mold is kind of Lion King, but that's why that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much the same story, just in a different container.
Yeah.
Like when you think of Beauty and the Beast versus Snow White versus The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's all
the
like,
same story.
It's all like the anti characters and then like the hero characters.
Yeah. And so, and one of the reasons why Atlantis is so different is because they didn't model it after like a musical or like a classic story. They actually had to build it from the ground up.
Yeah, did you read about the t-shirts that they had that said less music, more explosions?
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the inspiration for it was from, like I said, Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and like Indiana Jones. Like they wanted to make an adventure.
Yeah.
Like not just a musical. They didn't want to make a fantasy movie. They wanted to make an adventure movie.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing is, it's this giant like exploration thing. You don't find out who the villain is until like 2/3 into the movie.
Yeah, until like the very end. And then even it's like there's more than just the villain happening too. It's like like Cutie was saying, the culture is dying, we're struggling here, like so it's like there's more than just one problem happening.
Mm-hmm. And then there's all like the micro things. Like each of these characters like have a story. They're all like searching for something.
Yeah.
Milo with just his search for knowledge, or Vinny wanting to just trying to find his place with flowers.
Yeah, flowers, flower shop.
And so so every character is like very very fleshed out, and they all like seem really real. There's also a hard shift in the animation style, and one of the ways you can like really kind of pinpoint it is the fingers. They all have squared off fingers, and all their fingernails are triangles. And that's not what Disney movies look like.
Yeah, not usually.
Except for Kida. Hers is different. It's like, wait, why would this character be different? Each of these characters, all of the animation, because they're all drawn, are all animated by a single person.
Oh, so they're each individual in the fact that they weren't even designed by, like, they weren't even done by the same person. It wasn't like,
this is the art style of the movie.
So it was very individual. That's cool.
So, like Moliere, his inspiration, the guy that did it was, he found a picture of Charles de Gaulle, like profile, found out, he had like a big nose and like very little chin. It's like, just amp these up like times a million.
Yeah, like his character design reminds me of like penguins.
Yeah.
Really closely.
He's supposed to look like a mole. He's supposed to look like rodent-like. That's why he has buck teeth.
Yeah,
And the animator for Joshua Sweet, the doctor, was actually he was a black dude, and he got to like It's like
he's like, yeah.
Yeah, so it was awesome. So like he actually like he was able to like put like his feelings into the character.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's fucking fantastic.
Well, yeah, and then his character is even like Afro native too, which is
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that would have been pretty uncommon. God damn it, computer. No. Anyway.
To the point where Helga,
Yeah.
the blonde-haired lady, she was actually done by a completely separate studio in France. So they would just like send like here's parts of the film, like put her
Holy
in there,
shit.
and she was like superimposed into the film
Wow.
and then sent back. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, because like her character design is like
yeah, it looks
completely
very
different.
than everyone else. Yeah. And that's why I love this movie because
Yeah.
everyone is an individual.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's very well made.
And then all like the special effects. Okay, so I'm trying to think of another Disney movie that has like good effects. Like the only thing I think of is like maybe Aladdin, of the time. But they actually had an artist that worked on the Hellboy comics to do all the smoke and light effects.
Yeah, I did read about that one.
And so that's why everything looks, almost like kind of comic booky, which to me is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was literally Disney like pulling from like all these like crazy areas to the point where because this is actually the first original story by Disney, like everything else is grim fairy tales.
Yeah.
Well, and Lion King is Hamlet, but Atlantis doesn't actually exist in lore anywhere. Yes, there's the Plato thing.
Yeah.
But it was like 2 pages in this long story about a bunch of other things.
Yeah, a bunch of other shit.
And so like the mythology is whatever you want to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why they wear like African tribal masks, but then their architecture is very ancient Mayan.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and then even to the point where the music for Atlantis is very like Southeast Asian.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's like it's mixing all of these things.
Yeah.
And because the team had to do so much research, they actually kind of went on like little expeditions and stuff like that. And they went to this place called Spider Cave. I can't remember where it was, but it was like a very like small hole in the ground because they were like, okay, so what does it feel like to journey to the center of the earth?
Yeah.
How do you move underground?
Yeah.
So we went to this place called the Spider Cave, and it's kind of confined and like starts like slowly open up, and then it's like, wait, why is this place called the Spider Cave? And they turn their flashlights up to the ceiling. There's spiders everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like that's why.
God.
And that's where like some of their monster things came from. Was all the fireflies kind of crawling down.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And so, again, that's why I love this movie so much, because all of these artists put themselves into it, and they weren't beholden to a whole much. They can kind of just like do their thing, and it really, really shows.
Yeah.
Like Milo is one of my favorite fictional characters. Like Joshua's Sweet is again one of my huge.
Yeah, they're all like really good, solid characters.
Cookie is who I actually am.
Yeah. Jeez.
All right. Well, I feel like I've rambled enough about
this. Should probably wrap up.
Yep.
God, it's such a good movie, though.
It is.
All right. Shall we?
Let's roll.
Why are you saying I slept for 33 minutes?
It was laying on the floor.
Stupid thing. Anyway, do I have the sound on? Yeah. All right. Here we go. For next week. Oh, we got games again.
Ooh.
Oh shit! What are we gonna do for games?
Bird game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do bird game.
Hell yeah!
Give me your pen.
No.
Episode 21 on
bird game.
Bird game. What's it actually called?
Something
Wingspan. I think it's Wingspan.
That sounds right.
We're gonna have to harass
exclamation mark. No
Frog Mama about it to play with us. We actually played it.
No, that game is actually fantastic.
We played it two weeks ago on Tuesday, and god damn it. 21.
That was one of our quickest decisions.
Burp game. Hopefully it won't be as long as this one.
Hey, we all went like 50 minutes over,
yeah,
so
we didn't do that bad.
and it's mostly because I
okay.
just had to.
It wasn't like
I had to
when
rant.
we did freaking Hotel Del Luna where it was like half an hour over.
Yeah, but I actually kind of love those episodes,
Yeah.
and I did end up accidentally falling in love with the series. So I'm okay with it.
Oh, anyways, that's about it for us this week, I think. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening, as always. You can find us on our social media pages or Patreon or whatever. We don't really give a shit.
Send us a message. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Stay hydrated, don't die, and see you next time.
Bye.